So I'd like to talk a little bit about the next chapter called the End of the Master Builder. What Gawande tells us is that at one point in American culture or European culture, I'm not quite sure if it's just America, but there would be what was called a master builder who would oversee the entire building of a structure. This kind of isn't even the case today. Yes, you can hire a contractor that can build an entire house, but very often there are subcontractors, right? There are people who come in and usually the contractor himself won't draw the plans. That's done by an architect and it's usually checked by an engineer. Someone else comes in usually and does the electrical. Maybe someone else comes in and does the plumbing. That there are different kinds of contractors and specialties that are brought in, and he says that that's really the case with a very large building, a building that's made with steel. So what he talks about in this chapter is how they have they use software to make sure that the checklists are constantly made and people are supposed to check things off and talk to each other. So there's a lot of communication, and again, that's the teamwork element to it. Sorry about the male element to this that I have underlined here on page 67. They believed in the wisdom of the group, the wisdom of making sure that multiple pairs of eyes were on a problem, and then letting the watchers decide what to do. Man is fallible, but maybe men are less so. Or a woman is, well, it's probably better to say a person is fallible, but maybe people are less so. That is, we work in a group, we make fewer mistakes because people see mistakes. And so he talks in this chapter about someone finding a water where it wasn't supposed to be. When that was found, it had to be resolved. And so what he says is that even a frontline worker, and what he means by that is someone without very much power, someone doing maybe a more menial task, less expertise task, finds a problem, that worker can stop the job. And when the people with less power can stop the job, that means there are more eyes on the project. So it's a wonderful way of looking at problems, is giving people with less power more power because they again might see something that the expert missed. And that's again in the End of the Master Builder. The next chapter is called The Idea. It is very interesting, but I really don't think that I didn't make any scans of pages that I want you to note. But I will tell you that there's a little bit of a story when Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana and the Gulf states. And I can't remember the year that was. Anyway, when that happened, Gawande says that basically Walmart did better than the federal government in helping people because, and this was 2005. He said because what Walmart decided to do was to give their managers power to make decisions. Because Walmart had prescription drugs, it had water, it had drinking water, it had all kinds of things that people needed, and Walmart gave the authority to its managers to make decisions that were, in a sense, above their head. Again, because they were the frontline workers. All right, so now that's my summary of the first part of this book. You yourself, though, must read the next chapter, which is called The First Try. All right, The First Try starts on page 86. Please read it.